Zero Rumble. Good afternoon. Welcome to Weekly Recap AKA W.W.R. This show is about odd, strange, bizarre, in other words, for unusual, the world of notable events, weather, and sports, aka news. I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU, thank you for coming in. Today is Saturn's Day, aka Saturday, January 24th, 2026. Let's get into the news, shall we? Starting with Audio Central. Homeless beggar turns out to own several homes, cars, and side businesses. This is why, sorry to say, but never, help the downtrodden. There's plenty of programs out there for them to use. Do not give a penny to these people on the streets.
On the streets, there you go. Downtrodden, something else.
Well, they are downtrodden.
Oh, well, this guy isn't. He's portraying it.
Yes, that's why I'm saying, you just don't trust people. I'm sorry. As part of a concentrated effort to make Indore a beggar-free city, that's a weird Indore. That's the name of the city. Is Indore.
Oh, I wonder where that's at.
Yeah, local authorities recently rescued a physically challenged man who had been begging for years in the bustling Sarafa Bazaar. Unable to walk, the 50-year-old man, known only as Manjilal, spent his days cross-legged on a small wooden platform fitted with wheels, slowly pushing himself around. He had lost his fingers to leprosy, so he was sorry. He was a sorry sight that made many reach in their pockets for a few coins. Maniglo never asked for people for anything. He just stood on his platform with his gaze fixed on the ground, which only made him more pitiful. But it turns out this was a carefully planned strategy that made him richer than most able-bodied people in the world. After being taken in, given a shower, and provided with clean clothes, Maniglo was questioned by civil servants about his situation, and it turned out that he wasn't as helpless as he appeared. He reportedly earned thousands of rupees per day, so this is India, per day begging, and was lending money to shopkeepers in the Safra Bazaar at interest. So this guy had a whole hustle going on.
No kidding.
I'm glad they found him and busted him.
Yeah.
And I really hope that they find more and bust them and everything. And by the way, if you'd like to read the rest of this article yourself, please check him out in the underbar of the description. All links to these articles are already down there. Moving on up, new Black Pearl strawberries spark new social media food craze. Japan's white jewel strawberries made quite an impact when this news source first featured them, so let's take a look at that really quick. Okay, look at that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we go from white to black.
It just looks like it's not ripe yet.
Yeah. Almost a decade ago, as did Bijin Heem, aka Beautiful Princess. What is this? Oh, okay. It's a luscious-looking strawberry. Yeah. It almost looks like a really fat, person sitting on a mattress. You see the legs? Oh.
I was looking at the legs as a chin. It's just a face. And that's the chin. See the two eyes?
Yeah. So now it looks like Peter Griffin with his little bald chin. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Hey, Lois, I'm a strawberry. Japan's attempt at making the perfect strawberry, but now it's China's turn to disrupt the strawberry market with a dark variety known as the Black Pearl. Dubbed the Hermes of strawberries due to their high cost compared to most common strawberry varieties. These dark red fruits are said to also be much sweeter than most other varieties, but their high price, about $45 per pound, is also dictated by scarcity. Strawberry growers in Hangzhou and Qingdao claim that Black Pearl strawberries are more difficult to grow and have a much lower yield than conventional strawberries.
It doesn't look appetizing.
Yeah, it looks kind of strange.
黑到发亮.
It's in Chinese.
It has a reddish tint to it. It's not black.
Well, I mean, it looks black.
Yeah.
So, but it's just like really dark maroon. Or something. I guess in like certain lighting or whatever. Anyway, Japanese bar sparks controversy with sign restricting access to people over 40. That's kind of stupid.
What?
We over 40 veterans are already too old for most clubs, but if the initiative of one Japanese bar gains international traction, bars may become off limits as well. Japanese news outlets have reported that an Azakiya-style bar in Shibuya only accepts patrons between the ages of 20 and 39. TVSA recently visited the controversial bar to see if the rumors about this age restriction were true, and sure enough, the sign warning the venue was aimed at the younger generations was still in place in a very visible place near the entrance. According to Asahi, The sign did its job. During their visit, 90% of patrons were in their 20s. So, I mean, you want a certain clientele, but, I mean, you think the last thing you want as a business owner is to turn away money.
Yeah.
Really stupid.
Yeah.
So, what else do we got here? Bamboo that grew through metal lamppost becomes symbol of resilience in China. A video of a slender bamboo stalk that somehow grew through a metal lamppost near the World Trade Plaza in Xingshan County, China's Zhejiang province, has gone viral on social media. Dubbed the indomitable bamboo, the resilient plant took root just a few centimeters from the lamppost and made its way inside it through a small opening near the base. Most plants don't do very well in total darkness, but this bamboo seems to have handled it pretty well, as it managed to reach all the way up to the other side of the post, where it sprouted a cluster of lush green leaves. Experts say the bamboo can still grow in the dark because it has a large and well-developed root system and underground stems that can permeate deep into the soil to absorb water and inorganic nutrients, allowing it to maintain a growth in the early stages where there is no light.
That's wild.
Yeah, here's a...
that's a good picture.
Image if I can see. There we go. Yeah, it could...
Where did that... where did it sprout out there come from,
It just popped there and it's like, ooh, a hole, Like, it had all this area around it and light. I'm going to go in the tunnel.
Yeah.
And then now on the top, poof, That's wild. There's a video here. Yeah.
Look at that.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Young woman sparks controversy for dating twin brothers at the same time. We have a word for that. Nong Fa, a young woman from Thailand's Nakhon Phanom district, recently became an overnight sensation in her home country because of her peculiar romantic relationship. 24-year-old woman took to TikTok to confirm that she was romantically involved with two twin brothers who allegedly had no problem sharing her. We'll talk about Cuck 1 and Cuck 2. I don't even want to read this anymore. This is disgusting. Apartment becomes real-life ice castle after tenant turns off heating to save money. This sounds like us. With energy costs getting so high these days, everyone is trying to save some money whenever they can. We don't even run our heating or AC. We just endure. But as one apartment owner in Trois-Rivières, Quebec, recently learned, shutting off the heating while on vacation during a harsh winter is not very efficient. Oh, so they weren't living in there. They just turned off the heating, and then while they were gone,
on vacation.
Yeah. Jacques
they do live there, but
they weren't there while this happened.
Right.
He thought he had walked into a fairy tale ice castle when he opened the front door of one of his apartments in Trois-Rivières earlier this month. The walls, the ceiling, the furniture, and even the appliances were covered in thick ice. There were abstract ice sculptures everywhere, and the floor was covered by about 30 centimeters or 1 foot of ice. What happened?
How long was this vacation?
Well, I mean, this can't be possible. There must have been some kind of leak or something.
Yeah, it needs water, moisture.
Yeah.
To freeze.
The apartment owner told local news reporters that the ice castle was the result of one of his tenants' thriftiness, and okay. In their desire to save a few dollars on the heating bill, they produced tens of thousands of dollars in damages simply by turning off the heat in the apartment before going away on vacation. Negative temperatures caused the water pipes to burst and cover everything in ice. So there we go.
Okay.
There we go. I was going to say, if 1 foot of ice just doesn't manifest, something had to have ruptured or something.
Yeah, and
there we
will
go.
Burst because it expands.
Yeah. So, there's a video of it here. Wow. What a disaster.
Yeah.
Now what's wild is it looks like it froze in mid-flow, some of these things. It looks like almost like a flowing water. Whoa, coming through the ceiling, that's not good. Wow. Alright, well that's about halfway through there. If you want to see the rest, please check the underbar. Moving on up, this one's crazy. Man successfully registers potato as a functional gun suppressor. Yeah.
I guess it would work.
Yeah. Zach Clark is the first person to ever try using a potato as a gun suppressor, but he recently became the first to have it legally approved as a suppressor by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the ATF. He reportedly did it to point out the absurdity of the law that allowed him to do it. A law that now allows anyone to submit their own suppressor designs, regardless of how crazy it might be. So this guy just used a potato to prove a point.
Dangerous. What if it didn't blow through the potato? So it's got to go somewhere. Blows up in your hand.
Oh, you like the potato's too dense for it to go through from the... Yeah, you're right. That is a possibility. Yeah.
Well, it shoots the potato.
Yeah, it shoots a potato off. Well, this is another type of potato gun. That's for sure. What else do we got? McDonald's comes under fire for making burgers the size of macaroons. Yeah. McDonald's...
What are those called? Samplers or something?
Oh, slider.
Slider, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're bigger than a slider, but I mean, these. If you look at the photo, they're still really small.
Yeah.
You know, they have an egg on this one here.
Oh, okay.
So that's like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Inflation and rising food costs have hit the U.S. or have hit us all pretty hard these past few years, but fast food prices and portions have gotten particularly crazy. While prices seem to be going up every other month at most fast food joints, menu items appear to be shrinking, and in some parts of the world, people are finally taking a stand. In China, the topic McDonald's hamburgers and macaroons has been trending on social media, with many accusing the fast food giant of raising costs while shrinking its burgers. Photos of Chinese burgers comparable to macaroons have been doing the rounds online, attracting the eye of budget-conscious eaters. What a lot of people don't realize is just stop going there. You know, you're going to sit there and you're going to post a picture, you're going to hoot and holler and complain and bitch and moan, but you're still going to go there and buy the product. So shut the hell up, you hypocrites, until you actually boycott, until you give these greedy-ass corporations a reason to stop being greedy-ass corporations. They're going to continue being greedy-ass corporations. Stop financially supporting them.
And they may have gone there, look at the size of the deal I got, and took pictures and stuff. And then they never went back. That could be a scenario too.
You know, all this is doing now is like, a lot of people are going to go and try to see if it's true, and then they're going to have a temporary influx in sales from all these people.
Yeah, very short-lived.
Yeah, but that's all they care about. You know, they don't. You know, these corporations, they don't care about the long game. They want all the money they can get right now, immediately. To hell with the customers. To hell with the employees. To hell with longevity. Money now. You know, and that's why everything is dying. I mean, like I mentioned this a couple of times, In-N-Out, okay? In-N-Out has been, their minimum wage had been $20 since 2015, 2016. Well before the law in California that did that mandate, okay?
Yeah.
The quality of their food is better. The quality of their restaurant, across the whole board, it's better.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's cheaper. And then you go to McDonald's, you go to Burger King, you go to Sonic, you go to Carl's, whatever. And, it costs more, you get less, it's less quality, and it's crap. You think that someplace, especially like McDonald's, that makes record profits every single year consecutively, they can afford, something better. But no, because they're greedy. Hands down, if In-N-Out can do that, there's no reason why all these other companies can't. They can, but they're greedy.
Well, In-N-Out is still family-owned. That's one of the big differences.
It doesn't, family-owned or not, products still cost what products cost.
They do, but there's a lot of infrastructure in different corporations that maybe In-N-Out doesn't have because it's family-owned.
Well, then maybe all these other corporations to start looking at In-N-Out as an instruction manual. Because we don't go to anywhere other than that place, and
as far as burgers, no.
Yeah, as far as burgers, yeah. I mean, we go to, very rarely we go to Raising Cane's. But
theirs is still very good quality.
Yeah. But, like the people of the world, they sit there, they bitch and moan, but then they still go to McDonald's. Well, what do you expect? You're giving them your money. Just stop. Moving on up, Japan's most terrifying staircase looks more like a concrete ladder, just because of the angle and.
Oh yeah.
Right
first, it looked like I said, "What are you saying? That is a ladder?" No, it's not. You can finally see the angle.
Well, you can see, it's not that sharp.
It's pretty steep, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy, but it's not as steep as it looks like. This looks like it's straight down.
Yeah, it looks like a ladder. Yeah, but it's not.
Carved into a 10-meter high river embankment in the Kaneyamasho district of Giro Town, Japan's most terrifying staircase has been getting a lot of attention on social media. after photos of it were shared by an amateur photographer. From certain angles, the staircase looks almost vertical, with steps so narrow you can barely step on them, and only a rusty handrail for support. Lovely. According to recent news reports, the staircase dates back to the early 1960s, when local authorities decided to build a concrete embankment to protect the district against floods. The staircase was added after locals complained that there is no way for them to reach the riverbank to fish in the Maze River. So, alright, so this has been here since the 1960s. But, yeah, there needs to be some other rail on this side. Dude, that is such a falling hazard. I'm surprised they haven't gotten sued yet.
What if anybody's fallen to their death?
Yeah, that is a good question. I mean, that's a huge tumble right there.
I don't think I need to go fishing all that bad.
No. Moving on up to UPI, TSA's most unusual finds of 2025. You know, TSA, the transit, all that stuff. The gate, as they say, gate rape. You know, like they always molest you at the gate.
Oh.
TSA.
Yeah.
You know, so this is all their finds include turtles in a bra. Use tissue like a normal person. You know.
They're trying to smuggle turtles in. What are you talking about? Tissue?
Well, it's like padding their bra.
Oh.
You know, instead of using turtles, use tissue like a normal person. Let's see here. The Transportation Security Administration said the most unusual items found at U.S. airport security checkpoints in 2025 included a replica bomb and turtles in a bra. The TSA released its list of top 10 of most unusual items seized at airport security in the past year, with the number one spot going to what appeared to be a replica pipe bomb at Idaho's Boise Airport in May. They're going to give me the list here. Explosive expert, yada. Realistic replicas of explosives. Okay, they're still talking about the explosives. The rest of the top 10 were turtles found in a traveler's pants and more in another's bra, so it sounds like smuggling, and you're right. Razor blades concealed in clothing, drugs in shoes, a knife in a knee brace. That's interesting. Pills in a shampoo bottle. Bro, you're trying to smuggle something in a shampoo bottle? Like, they don't take liquid containers. Like, that's the...
Yes.
Stupid. A knife in a car seat. Yikes. Bullets in a bottle of Nesquik. Once again, why are you trying to smuggle something in a liquid container? Stupid. A firearm concealed in a golf bag. Yikes. George Bush International or Intercontinental Airport. Wow, that's hilarious. And bullets and knives concealed in tinfoil. Okay, that's, most of those don't seem that bizarre. But yeah. Anyway, moving on up. Missing rock beloved by climbers turns up 1,700 miles from home. What? And they even have a missing. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
There's a picture of a rock. Apparently, this rock, the
weird.
climbers loved it. A small granite rock that served as a beloved landmark for climbers in British Columbia vanished from its usual spot and turned up over 1,700 miles away in California. How dare they? The granite rock, known to climbers as portable, was a fixture at the base of the... Well, you called it portable. What are you expecting? Was a fixture at the base of the Superfly boulder in Squamish for several years. It was often used to practice balance and grips. The rock recently vanished from its position, and its whereabouts were a mystery until recent posts on Reddit indicated it might be at the base of the Ironman bouldering spot in Bishop, California, more than 1,700 miles from home. Alright. The rock was wearing googly eyes with a really sick hat. Apparently, they dressed it up. How Californian. So, well, they found it, and I hope somebody's taking it back. We also have Nebraska woman's long-lost class ring found on New Jersey beach. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The class ring, missing for decades, was returned to a Nebraska family after being found buried in a New Jersey beach by a treasure hunter with a metal detector. Alright, pretty self-explanatory. He linked the ring to Crete High School in Nebraska, nearly 1,300 miles from Belmar. He contacted the Crete Public Library for help, and they reached out to the Crete Public School Foundation to solve the mystery. Yada, yada, yada. They got it back to the owner.
One thing to, you know where it's from, but to find the owner is amazing.
Yeah. Now, this one is really wild. Coyote swims to Alcatraz Island in first ever documented case. Whoa. Now, I'm just going to play this here, so we're just going to watch this really quick. if it's going to let us. There we
Told you
go.
the headline, you probably would not believe us. And the focus is Mother Nature, who we know is capable of some pretty interesting things. A coyote decided to take a swim to Alcatraz, of all places. Now, seeing coyotes in San Francisco, while it might be a little jolting or jarring when it happens, it's pretty normal. They are all over town. This coyote was watching runners in Golden Gate Park, pretty much on.
Okay, move on. There we
Video
go.
of a lone coyote swimming in the bay, its head bobbling above the water as it makes its way to Alcatraz Island. Astonished, of course, a friend sent Janet Kessler the video. She's a self-taught.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Moving on up. Austrian researchers document the first case of a cow using a tool.
Oh,
Oh wow! So are we now going to have
Scratching his back?
a cow civilization? I mean, researchers in Austria detailed the unusual case of the first cow to be documented using tools, specifically sticks and brushes she uses to scratch herself. The team from the University of Veterinary Medicine in Vienna said Veronica, a pet Swiss brown cow belonging to Carinthia resident Whitgar Weigel, has been holding sticks in her mouth to scratch her body for years. Weigel says Veronica first started picking up pieces of wood about a decade ago and moved on to using a long brush, even showing a preference for using the brush end to scratch where her skin is thickest and the handle end to scratch her more sensitive areas. So she actually has.
Turns it around.
That is
This
insane.
is Veronica. Veronica is a Swiss brown bee cow. And Veronica, repetitive and consistent with the tool's functional properties. We tested her during.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I wonder, like, are cows are going to be evolving? I mean, cats are slowly evolving thumbs. It's legitimate, like, yeah. Like I started noticing that. Wow, cats evolving thumbs. Let's see here. Are cats evolving thumbs? The truth about polydactyl paws. So let's see here. A true opposable thumb, such as that found in primates, is defined by a specific skeletal and muscular arrangement that allows for precision grip. The capacity for opposition is primarily centered in the unique configuration of the carpometacarpal joint at the base of the thumb. Yada yada yada. The common misperception. Okay, so they're saying it's a misconception, but still, like, this isn't something.
Yeah.
Like, that's been normal. I mean, like, look at that. Those are thumbs. Like, this. You can't say that that's not a thumb. That's not a vestigial claw or anything. You can't say it's. Look at that. It's gripping the thing. And raccoons legitimately have thumbs. Koalas have 4. They have 2 on each hand. So, and like, I'm not sure if this is Photoshop or anything, but I think it's real because there's a lot of videos out there of cats doing a thumbs up. So, I think we're seeing animals evolving here, guys. I mean, a lot of mainstream scientists have unanimously said that chimpanzees have officially entered the Stone Age. That was a long time. That was a while ago. So, who knows? 12 tech workers keep 25 balloons in the air for 1 minute. And here we go. Serial Guinness World Record breaker David Rush teamed up with 11 other tech industry workers at a trade show to take on the title for most balloons kept in the air for 1 minute while standing. Rush, who holds the most concurrent world records, as a serial record breaker, said attempts involving other groups of people are some of the easiest records to break and the hardest. With a team of 12, you can have 12 different variables, and the record attempt only counts if all 12 people perform correctly at the same time for the full duration. And they have a video of it. So here. Oh. So that was when somebody failed right
7,
there.
8, 9 tries.
And that's David Rush, I believe.
World records title. The most balloons kept in the air for 1 minute.
So they're measuring the balloons to make sure that they're balloon size, whatever the official balloon size is. Okay, I see what they're doing.
Each person has 2.
Yeah. Well, so that way, you have to.
Oh, he has 3.
Well, he's David Rush. So, see, look, he almost lost it.
Oh, yeah.
See, if you have 2, like, you know how fast a balloon can get out of control.
Yeah, but look at they're already separating from it.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's the point. And they were only able
That's a
to.
long time.
It is, yeah. And last but not least, UPS Store's massive animatronic seahorse earns world record. Guinness World Records announced the UPS Store's nautical theme float in this year's Rose Parade earned the record for the largest animatronic fish. The New Year's Day Parade float's centerpiece, a massive mechanical seahorse, was confirmed by the record-keeping organization to measure 28 feet by 10 feet 1 inch by 12 feet 3 inches. Okay, so it's a giant seahorse thing on the float.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that shall conclude the show for today. You know, if you enjoyed what you saw, if you want to see, you know, like any more in depth, you know, once again, check the Underbar. For your dose of, you know, notable events, weather, and sports of the unusual, bizarre, and strange variety, please check us out. We stream every Saturday at 3, or try to get it out on Saturday and all that jazz. For all of you and all of us, I'm Mayo Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU. Until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is. You can also check our history show coming out in about an hour and a half or so from now. But don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. You look so serious. in the camera, you're like, you kind of look like the face of Bo. Toodles. And stream, and where's the thing? There it is.
Okay.